From Left Side, Right Side Games, I'm Artie Q. Pebbleton, and this is Chalking Points. This week, David writes, "Hey Artie, I have a Chalking Points question for you. Where did the phrase, winging it, come from?" Oh man, this is a great one. This expression means to improvise, or to do something with no preparation. So it turns out that the origin of winging it has nothing to do with birds, or even wings, in the literal sense. Or in the band sense. It refers to the wings of a theater. Okay, so a little theatrical architecture lesson. In a standard proscenium-style theater space, you've got the stage over here, stage left, stage right, the audience is here, and these are the wings, the immediate backstage area that is just behind the curtain on either side of the stage. The audience can't see an actor in the wings. There are stage designs that don't have wings, like Theater in the Round or Theater in the Square. Nobody had a good seat. But for our purposes, we're talking about this kind of stage. Now, let's say you're putting on a play and someone says good luck to your lead, which is of course taboo in the theater world. It's bad luck to say good luck, making me 2 for 2 on producer's references for those of you keeping score. Anyway, your lead performer injures him or herself just before a show. Now you've got to bring in the understudy, the actor who is prepared to fill in for the lead. But the understudy isn't quite prepared and has to study his lines in the wings. He's winging it. Oh, I love it! According to my handy-dandy idioms dictionary, this idiom was first recorded in 1885, and now has a connotation that extends far beyond the theater. When I was first writing this Chalking Points, I had thought to initially define winging it by saying it's like speaking off the cuff, but then I realized, oh dang, that's another idiom. This one dates to the 1930s, and it means the same thing as winging it, though it has a different origin. I was looking this up on the language log, that inimitable language blog, and I'll link to that in the description. See, there was this fad in the 1870s where folks would use disposable collars and cuffs on their shirts. Detachable collars had been around for a while prior to that. You'd attach them to your shirts with a little metal stud or a button and starch them until they were stiff as a board. But disposable collars and cuffs were made of cotton bonded to paper, and if you were rich enough to afford a lot of them, you could throw them away after they got too dirty looking. It was not uncommon during this period, since your cuffs came off your shirt and were again made of paper, to scribble notes on them. In 1872, according to author Giles Slade, quote, "America produced 150 million disposable shirt collars and cuffs," end quote. But it was a fad, and it barely lasted the decade, and the expression off the cuff dates to the 1930s. So, what's the deal? Why does this expression crop up 50 years after the fad dies out? Well, in his 1936 masterpiece film Modern Times, Charlie Chaplin does a bit where he's supposed to perform a song, but he can't remember the words. His companion writes down the lyrics on disposable cuffs, and in his exuberance, Chaplin flings them off his wrists the moment he's supposed to perform. Professor Lieberman of Language Log thinks it's entirely possible, because this movie was so good and so popular, that this one gag from this one scene in this one movie may have resurrected the idea of writing on your cuffs, a practice that had been dead for 50 years. You guys, language is amazing. It's good to be back. David, thank you for your wonderful question. You can find out more about idioms just like the ones I discussed today by going to our website, lsrsgames.com, and buying our game, Village Idiom 1. You can find out about the double bundle we're doing with Teacher's Professional Resource too, right there on the website. Until next time, laugh, learn, light up your language. I'm Artie Q. Pebbleton, and I'll see you around. Now, you can see the relevant clip from Modern Times by clicking here, and also see Charlie Chaplin singing in an excellent example of what was called double talk. See you next week.